Alright, let's add some drum sounds to these pads. Let's go back to the code, and we already imported this. We don't need this anymore. But what we need is inside our index.html, we have this class Drumkit where all our pads are inside. And I'm gonna add a data attribute to this so we can figure out what is the sound that this pad actually plays. So here on this first one, I'm gonna add data, and let's call it just data sound. And I'm gonna set that equal to the sound that we're playing here, and that's a clap. And I'm gonna do that for every single one. Okay, so we did that already, and we set the data attribute to the name of this. And I get the name from, if you look in our app.js again, that is what it's called here: clap, closed hi-hat, crash, kick, so on. So let's save that here. Okay, we still have this one going on here. I'm just going to delete and save this. We don't get any sound. Okay, cool. So let me just close down this drum station. And by the way, you can go ahead and you can delete all of these sounds now. Let's actually just do that. We don't need that anymore. So I'm just going to select these. And what else? Drums, JSON, we can keep that. This, and we can just go ahead and delete them. And that's fine. Let's just move it to the trash. And let's see if it still works. It should still work. I made a big mistake. And I just made the big mistake of not only did I delete the samples, I also deleted the app.js file, so I had to go recreate that. But we're back again, and this should work already. So yeah, we just save this here and this. Okay, good. So what we're gonna do here is the following. We want to add an event listener to this one here, to the Drumkit, and find out what the target data attribute of sound is, so we can play that sound. So in our app.js, let's go down here and make a new constant. Let's call it Drumkit. And let's just grab that element to document, query selector. And we want to get the one with the class name of Drumkit. Okay. And then down here, we can add an event listener to that Drumkit. And first of all, we want to make this work both on a computer and a tablet. It's most fun on a tablet because you can click or you can tap two places at the same time. You can click two different places at the same time on a computer. But first of all, just to test it, let's just listen for a click event. And then after that, we're gonna have the callback function. And in here, we should probably check what we're clicking on first. So remember, we have all the divs, all the pads with the class of pads. So let's check if that's actually what we're clicking on, if the target is a div that has a class name of pad. So we can go ahead and if event target class list contains, so if it has a class of pad, this here, then and only then will we play a sound. So first I'm just gonna make a variable here and call it sound to play, just to get the name of the sound that we want to play. And that will be event target dataset and sound. And that is this one here. So it's dataset, it goes and it looks at that. Does this one has a data attribute of sound? And then take the value of that and put it in this variable. So that's what we're doing here. We are letting the sound to play be equal to, yeah, the value of the data attribute, data sound attribute. And then we can actually check if it works. So let's just try drums, play, and we should just sound to play. And let's save this and go to the browser and check out if it works. It works. When I click on this, It doesn't work if I click on the drum here on the icon. So we want to fix that. And away. Oh, this one doesn't work. That's probably a different name. It's called, what is that called? It's just called open hi-hat, isn't it? Maybe it's not called open hi-hat here. Open hi-hat, closed hi-hat. Isn't that the name of it? I think so. Let's save that and okay, it works now. So now we can play the sounds here, but if you click directly on the icon, you don't get any sound because the click event doesn't bubble down to the pad that we're actually listening on and playing the sound on click. So let's go back to our code, and in our style CSS, remember we have an image inside these pads. So this is the image here. Let's just target that because that's the problem. When you click on that, you don't get a sound. So we have the pad and then image. And then here we can just say, actually I want to make them a little bit smaller. They look pretty big here. I'm just gonna give them a 150 pixels. That looks a little bit better, I think. Anyways, we want to say pointer events none. So nothing's gonna happen when you click on it. Let's try again. And now it works. If I click directly on the icon, you still hear a sound. Okay, it doesn't sound really good because when you're only using a mouse, it's not so cool. So we have the sound on it now, but in the next video, we're gonna add some other types of events. So we don't only have a click event on it, we also want to have a touch event on it, so you can actually use it on your iPad or another tablet. So let's try and do that in the next video.